Hi, my name is Ian.
And my name is James.
And this summer we read this book at a camp. And at the camp there were so many things like canoeing, sailing, swimming, and we managed to finish this book in 3 days. Right, James?
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two boys raving about a book. This ragged book that I hold in my hand. It's called Michael Vey, Battle of the Empire, and it comes out today, but, well, through some good connections and some legwork, we were able to get them a copy to read over the summer when I was away at family camp with the kids. And as you heard, canoeing, sailing, swimming, everything a kid could want to do outdoors. They read this novel. 300-page novel in 3 days. The author of that novel, Richard Paul Evans, joins me now. Richard, congratulations on what I'm sure will be another bestseller, but more importantly is a wonderful book that is getting boys to read, and that, once again, I had to rip them away from sometimes, because parents hate to say it, but sometimes you just got to say in the summer, put down the book and get outside, kid.
It's a great problem, isn't it?
It truly is. Now, this is book 3 in a 7-book series. Tell people that aren't familiar with the series what they can expect, because I've been raving about this book to all kinds of people, and some parents are slowly starting to pick up on it, but at least here in Canada, there's a bit of a novelty to it, and they're not familiar with it.
Well, and it's different than what's out there, and so even my own publisher didn't really want the book initially. I've written 24 novels. All of them have been New York Times bestsellers, but I wanted to write something just for the sheer fun of it. And when I looked at what was out there in the young adult books, there are too many dark scripts. They were scary, and half of them were vampire and blood and occult. And it's like, I just want to write a good story, like Spielberg did when he did Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I wrote the Michael Vey. The kid's a good kid. He has good values, and the book debuted at #1 in the New York Times. It absolutely exploded.
This latest book, it follows Michael and his friends called the Electro Clan along through their adventures. And this clip that we're playing, you can watch the clip on the Michael Vey website. Talks about they're hunted in the Peruvian jungle. I asked my boys, I said, so what's good about it? Why would you tell other kids to read it? And they said, well, there's action, there's adventure, there's explosions. And I said, I thought I heard one of you say there was romance. Well, the 9-year-old, he was, I didn't like that part. I just skipped that. But my 13-year-old, he said, you know, it kind of, I'm not crazy about romance, Daddy, but it kind of helped move the story along. You're introducing romance into the book series in the third one, or maybe a little bit more romance is the best way to put it. Who is this book aimed at? Is it aimed at kids that are in that 13 to 14-year-old range, or can you go younger?
Oh, it's 9 to 90. I think the perfect age is between 12 and 15, but I started having like scores of 9-year-olds show up at my book signings. But the funny thing is, the first problem we had is that we had too many adults reading the book. And we had so many adults. 80% of my mail were from parents and grandparents and saying, oh, I loved it, can't wait to share it with my kids. Well, kids don't want a book that their parents like. So it took about a year for it to flop, where all of a sudden the kids are saying, wait, no, this is a cool book.
That's exactly what happened.
Now.
That's exactly what happened in my house, is that I gave it to my son. I said, I heard about this book. This is a good one. You'll enjoy it. And he wouldn't read it. Months later, when he was forced to do something for school, he read it and liked it, and then the younger one picked it up. I understand some schools are picking it up, and I want to read a quote from Bill Gleason. He's the Miami Valley School District. He said, I'm not exaggerating to say that Michael Vey is the most popular reading we've ever assigned. And then Dale and Michelle Bartlett, their homeschooling parents, they said, it's difficult to find homeschool curriculum that engages the mind and the heart like Michael Vey has done. The creative activities, games, and discussions about difficult challenges engage the student and make this curriculum a must for any homeschooling family. Our kids loved learning from Michael Vey. The first book, you did put out a curriculum. Are you doing that for the second and the third ones, help study guides for teachers or homeschooling parents?
We do. There's hundreds of schools that are adopting, and it's growing in numbers every day because, like he said, it was very popular with the kids. I had one school teacher say in 18 years, It's the first time I had 100% of the students, more than 100 students, read the book and finish it. First time in her 18-year career. So, in fact, every school teacher who's had it has reported that the kids come before school and read the book because they can't stop reading it.
Well, I love it because it got my boys reading something that wasn't toilet humor. Now my challenge is to get my girls reading it or reading something of a similar quality. They're not interested, though, not because I said they should read it, but because their brothers said they should read it. Girls are reading it, though, I understand.
Oh, yes. In fact, I had a Skype session with about 100 girls in a girls' school in Chicago, and they were hilarious because all they wanted to know was about the romance. Is Michael and Taylor going to get married someday? Are they the opposite of your boys? And so there's something in there for both genders. But at our big launch, and as we said, we had close to 3,000 people turned out at my first book signing. And it was pretty even. It was male and female. And girls are reading a lot more than boys are. So I was happy that there were as many boys as there were girls. All
right. Well, Richard, congratulations again. Thank you. This is the galley copy that the publishers sent to me, thankfully. But we will get a real one now that it's out and available today. Michael Vey, Battle of the Ampere. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's all the boats are named after scientists. So that's a French scientist, André-Marie Ampere.
Okay, Battle of the Ampere. Out today, available everywhere. Richard Paul Evans, thanks so much. Check out Facebook.com. We'll put up links on where you can buy the book.